fit what I'm dealing with. So he became a beggar. That's what he became. He became a beggar. He wasn't a beggar. Blindness and begging are not mutually exclusive. See, you can be one and not the other. But when your situation becomes bad enough, it limits what you dare to hope for. You even stop asking for things when you know it's beyond your circumstance. Oh, I'm too old for that. That could never happen to me. When the Lord called me to preach, I told him, I'm too young for that. They won't believe you called me. I first got the telegram at 17. We argued till I was 19. Because it is really frightening when there's something going on inside of you that is bigger and stronger and fuller than your own confidence and your self-esteem. Have you ever gotten to a fight inside of yourself? Bartimaeus wasn't born saying, when I grow up, I'm going to be a beggar. That's what I want to be, teacher. He became a beggar by default. It's a wonderful thing to be single. It's a great thing to be single, but some people are single by default. Some people are childless by default. Sometimes you become things that you didn't choose because the circumstance chooses you. So blind Bartimaeus has become a beggar. The other reason I know that he wasn't a beggar is that in the Bible, when they mention somebody's name, that means they are significant. Like, what is the name of the woman at the well? The woman at the well. And then there's the woman with the issue of blood. You remember her? What's her name? She's the woman with the issue of blood. Anytime they don't mention the name, that lets you know the status. But when they give you a name and mention your name in the Bible, the mention of a name gives you some sense of destiny and purpose. He was Bartimaeus. And then they went to his pedigree and said, you know his daddy, the son of Timaeus. This means that this man should have been a part of the upper echelon of Jerusalem. He could have been councilman. He could have run the city. He could have run the country, but he was blind. And so his hopes fell down, and by default, he became a beggar. There's something about falling into something that really isn't you that makes it hard to accept. The nagging, knowing feeling that I may be doing this, but this is really not me. I may be in this circumstance, but this is not really my heart. I may be in this dilemma. I may be in this hut. I may be in this trailer. I may be in this unemployment line, but this is really not me. I may be going through this divorce, but this is really not me. I may be in a crisis, but this is not me. See, you have to know that it is not you in order to fight it. Because if you accept your circumstances as if they were your reality, you will lay back and accept your circumstance. But when there's something down inside of you that says, wait a minute, I'm better than this, it'll make you cry out. Blind Bartimaeus was smart. He was a survivor. Don't disrespect him just because he's blind. You have to be smart to be blind and make it. One of my dearest friends is a blind woman. I'm amazed. She's on Twitter. I don't know how they do it, but I'm serious. I met her on Facebook. It was a long time before I found out she was blind. People learn how to survive. They develop systems to survive incapacities and infirmities and circumstances. They make trucks you can drive when you're handicapped and all kinds of stuff. You can build systems in to accommodate what you don't have. You can do that about personality quirks like fear or jealousy or pride. You build a system. Blind Bartimaeus was smart. He built a system. He got him a coat. He got him a cup. He got by the highway side where people were passing by, and he said, if I'm going to be a beggar, I need all of these accoutrements to go along with my infirmity. And he sat by the highway side, begging. Yes, he did. He was a beggar, and he was a blind man. But he was a rowdy blind man. I'm going to use a subject tonight. You got to use what you have. You cannot fight in someone else's armor. You cannot use someone else's talent. You cannot borrow their situation. In the midst of always the enemy, I don't know how he talks to you, but I swear the devil lives on my left shoulder. And he's always in my ear pointing out what doesn't work. But you've got to use what works for you. But the enemy, if you don't know what works for you, you'll be so focused on what's not working for you that you'll never discover what is working for you. Can't you see the devil in a red suit and a pitchfork and a big old long tail? That's how he looked when I was little. Sitting on blind Bartimaeus' shoulder saying, shut up, you're blind. Shut up, just be invisible. Nobody likes you, nobody wants you. You can't do anything, just shut up and be quiet. And as long as he focused on what he didn't have, he would have never gotten out. If blind Bartimaeus would have focused on what he didn't have, I don't care how many times Jesus passed by, it wouldn't have done him any good because he wouldn't have had the courage to make a noise. You see, Jesus was passing by. He wasn't walking to him. What do you do when the only hope, the only answer, the only solution seems to be passing you by? You would have thought that Jesus would have walked up to him. He'd just come from Jericho. He sees the blind man. Jesus can see. What is it with this Jesus who saw the blind man and did not walk to him, was walking past him? Jesus did not instigate this miracle. For all of you who are sitting in your predicament, just waiting on the Lord to come by here. I'm waiting on the Lord to come by here. I'm waiting on the Lord to come by here. I'm waiting on the Lord, waiting on the Lord, waiting on the Lord. I hate to bring you this bad news. He's not coming. He did not come to blind Bartimaeus. He did not come to the woman with the issue of blood. He did not come when Lazarus was sick. There are many, many situations and circumstances in your life where God does not come by. But what he will always do is pass by. Touch 3 people and say, he's close to you, he's close to you, he's close to you. He's close to you, he's close. He's close. He's close to you. He's in your neighborhood. He's in your zip code. He's in close proximity. If you ever go get something from God, y'all got to help me preach tonight. Look at your neighbor and shake him by the hand and say, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. The fact that he's passing by means you only have a brief modicum of time through which you can do something. You've got to do something quick, because if you sit there and deliberate, you're going to be stuck in your situation. But somebody radical holler, I'm coming out of this. So, if you're going to come out, you'll never come out with what you don't have. He'll never be able to, pardon the pun, see his way clear.